This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers post-game reviews here on the channel. And, well, you can see it here on the screen. Not exactly the result we'd hoped for, but a 6-2 loss to the Florida Panthers for the Oilers today is exactly what I feel like I was expecting. And the reason I say that, the reason I sit here and say I was expecting not a 6-2 loss, but expecting a loss in any form a loss comes, is the simple fact that, again, on paper, it looked good, right? Sergei Bobrovsky, terrible goalie all year so far. The Florida Panthers, 4-2-4, so they've lost 6 of 10 games. That should mean, you know what, for this Oilers team that have won 8 of 11, it should be an easier game. And that's exactly, I said we can't get blindsided by a quote-unquote easy game, right? Things were lining up for it to be an easy game for us to win. And ladies and gentlemen, the Oilers took the quote-unquotes seriously and, well, got blindsided. 100%. That's exactly what happened. And you can sit here and say, well, those 3 goals that Mike Smith let in after getting injured in the first period off of a groin shot and then coming back out starting that second period and not really being able to move around, well, we're going to break down why that isn't what sunk us this afternoon. For the Oilers, as I said in the game preview, the key to win this game was compete on every shift, play a full game, and just go out there and win shift by shift, essentially. And that's not what they did today. What they did was they started the game flat, started the game slow, 7-0 the shots to start the game for the Florida Panthers. And guys, that's going to cost you. That's one thing we've known about this Oilers team all season long, is the less we shoot the puck, the more we're hoping on the big guns to score goals. And that's maybe to the credit of the bottom 6, is we have to get the bottom 6 out there in shooting situations to score more goals. And again today, what we saw was the troubling trend on the power play continue. For the Oilers, it was another, what I believe, let me double check the stats here. I've got it going, interrupt my own momentum, but we had 3 chances on the power play. We scored a power play goal. That's our first power play goal in 4 games, okay? So we're absolutely dismal on the power play in the last 4 games. Problem is, what we're doing and what Dave Tippett has done is he has fallen victim to temptation. I'm sorry. The sorry fact that we have 5 or 6 great guys that can light up a power play at any given time, that's huge. But the simple fact is you need to have a second unit that can go out there and play some minutes. And the thing is, the Oilers are refusing, Dave Tippett and the bench coaches are refusing to use the second unit for more than 40 seconds on the power play. At some point, you have to make the adjustment, realizing that you go 4 games only scoring 1 goal on the power play, that you have to give teams a different look. Because as we saw last year with the power play, is it was too easy for other teams to start reading what the team really was on the power play. And then, well, bang, they'd shut it down for 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 games, whatever it was. There'd be a stretch where the Oilers' power play was non-existent. And the reason was because we ran the same thing out there for a minute 20, minute 30, minute 40, 2 minutes, some instances this year, and it just hasn't worked. You can't keep Draisaitl and McDavid on the ice for 6 rushes up the ice on a power play and expect them to finally score a goal. That is just ludicrous. At some point, the Oilers have to sit here and realize that they have to try different guys on the power play. There was a great instance where the McDavid, Draisaitl, Kassian line had a fantastic run of the zone, and then we got a power play a second later pretty much. And what did we do? Instead of trying a different line out there on the power play, we ran McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Neal. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. Number 1, though, if you want to try a minor change to the power play and try to spark more offense, give it to Bear, give it to Nurse. Heck, you know what? I don't trust him at all on our blue line in the offensive zone. Give it to Benning. Give it to Benning. Why not? Right? Try a different defenseman other than Clefbaum. Because, guys, this whole left shot thing on the power play has not been working effectively for us. And at some point, we have to make a change. And if you're not willing to take the top guns off the top power play unit for 1 power play, you got to be willing to take somebody off that power play and plug and play another figure in there that can try and generate something different for us on the power play, or again, you're going to continue to have this thing where it's the top guns scoring on the power play when the power play does score, or it's a momentum almost killer because everybody gets their excitement up and then bottom falls out because the power play craps the bed once again. So without further ado, I've ranted enough about the power play. Let's get to the stats for this game. Guys, well, 6 goals from the Florida Panthers, so that's just ugly. They scored 4 straight to open up the game. Ekblad 31 seconds into the second period. Then you got Boyle minute 27 later, and then Noel Acciari another 38 seconds after that. Guys, brutal for the Oilers, absolutely. 2 minutes and 5 seconds changed the game. But the issue is, on the Ekblad goal, no Oiler wanted to cut up the middle in the slot and stand up Alexander Barkov. I don't understand how in a defensive tight scheme that you have with Dave Tippett, nobody tries to step up, clog up the lane, and make a hit on Alexander Barkov, who just so happens to be, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the best player on the Florida Panthers. Now, we'll just let him walk through the slot, back us down, and let Aaron Ekblad come in. That goal, as much as, yeah, sure, we shouldn't have had Smith in net, not on Smith. Brian Boyle's goal, bad play by Ethan Bear. We had been talking about him not throwing it up the boards, making the Hooper play. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's bound to happen. And it happened, and it cost us a goal. Ethan Bear threw it up the boards, a little bit of panic in his play, and yeah, that's going to cost you a goal as Brian Boyle dekes out Mike Smith, who went down way too soon. And well, yeah, right there, 2-0, right? Bang, bang. And then the Noel Acciari goal, well, that was, Brian Boyle's goal, pardon me. It was Noel Acciari's goal that was on Ethan Bear. Brian Boyle's goal was the bad play by Matt Benning and Brandon Manning. That's my bad. Got the two mixed up. They happened interchangeable pretty much right away, pretty back to back. But yeah, it was Matt Benning with a bad play at the blue line, then a bad play in the defensive zone, taking the wrong man, and Brandon Manning turning over a puck. Again, bottom pair, are we going to blame them too much? I'm going to try not to. Evgeny Dadonov, guys, this one, the fourth goal was definitely on Mikko Koskinen. He went down too early and then tried to push across, still down, did not like it. He should have went one pad up, one pad down, but he went spread eagle and stood up with the chest. That's not going to work. That's a goal. Now, on the power play, James Neal gets his 10th of the season, 3:37 into the third period. And we thought, man, 4-1, we have a shot. And we realistically did, right? If we kept the pressure up, we would have been fine. Nuge and Draisaitl with the assists. So Draisaitl got an assist on his birthday. Then, 10 minutes later, Dry got a goal on his birthday. Should be a power play goal, I guess, technically. No, kidding. Ethan Bear with an assist and Connor McDavid with an assist as well. Frank Vatrano with an empty netter and Jace Howerluck with a goal to close it out to make it 6-2. Now, I went and talked about Ethan Bear throwing it up the boards. Guys, you know what? Here's the thing, right? Ethan Bear's not a guy we have any really high expectations for, and that's a good thing because games like this are going to happen, and with high expectations, we'd be jumping all over him. We have no reason to jump all over Ethan Bear for this. I'm not saying the assist to any degree outweighs the bad that he performed this game, but considering, here's the thing. What I'm going to say about jumping on Ethan Bear or calling him overrated because of the mistakes he makes as a rookie, it's the same thing as the bottom six. We jump all over the bottom six because they don't score a goal, right? If they don't score a goal, it's all over because they're terrible. But on defense, if we let in a goal, that defenseman's bad. But the thing we ignore is the play that doesn't create or allow goals. And that's the thing, is you know what? Some defensemen, like Clefbaum tonight, was straight up awful in the defensive zone. He was making dumb plays, not working his hardest, and really not going out there and doing the job to his capability. I'm not saying he sucked, but to his capability, he did not live up to. But again, everybody piles on Bear because the mistakes led to the goals. And again, everybody piles on the bottom six because they did not score goals. You see what I'm going, right? It's a one-way ticket to blame town for both the bottom six and realistically the full defense core tonight because really, Darnell Nurse was just as awful. Chris Russell unnoticeable, so he gets a pass. Benning and Manning, well, they were awful, led to a goal, right? We pile on them. So right there. Guys, a rough game, yeah, for the defense. They're going to get piled on after this one. But what I caution is don't pile on Bear. Bear's sure, the goals were led by Bear, but guys, it had to happen at some point. You look realistically at who's cost us the least goals this season, it's Bear and Russell. That's a weird kind of pair to go. So rookie mistakes are going to happen. A 6-2 final in a game that I was pretty comfortable losing anyway. Shake it off. Go against Detroit at their place in Little Caesars Arena, Palace, whatever it is, on Tuesday. That's where we're going. So guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. It's a rough go all around. The last check is, of course, my good old check of the ice time for Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who were actually split up to end the game. Leon Draisaitl played 22 minutes, 38 seconds, and of course, Connor McDavid played 23:10. So, realistically, in a 4-2 game, yeah, I can see why they played, but again, the power play minutes are killing them. If you could chop their ice time per power play down by 20 seconds, you're saving them on average about a minute of ice time a game and possibly getting offense out of other guys. So guys, again, another game where I'm frustrated on coaching decisions, frustrated on how the defense might have operated, could have operated, and the goaltending is, yes, somewhat suspect in this one. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I'll leave it there. Catch me in the comment section down below. I am up on out of here.